Chevy trucks, the right choice for medium-duty power. In a significant segment of the medium-duty truck market, in classes 6 and 7, but more broadly including gross vehicle weights from 16,000 to 50,000 pounds, the gasoline-to-diesel engine mix is changing dramatically. It's obvious from this graph that there's a place for both gasoline and diesel power in today's market. Currently, 20% of medium duties are diesel-powered. It's projected that by 1985, diesel installations will exceed 50%. And with this anticipated growth, it's highly probable a lot of people will be asking which engine, gas or diesel, will be right for them. The key lies in understanding both kinds of engines and selecting the best one to do the job. And for 1981, Chevy offers a broad choice of both gas and diesel to provide the right engine for the right application. There are 4 main factors that must be considered when recommending an engine for a given application. The torque and horsepower available from the engine. The frontal area of the truck, which pushes air and uses horsepower. The gross weight, which needs torque to move it and uses horsepower to keep it moving. And the operating cost. Let's look first at the torque and horsepower factor. Remember, torque is the force that's needed to get the vehicle rolling. Horsepower is what's needed to keep the vehicle rolling. A typical medium-duty gasoline engine has a torque curve that looks like this and a horsepower curve like this. When the truck starts out with its load, torque and horsepower climb as the engine's RPM increases. As engine speed increases, torque reaches its peak and drops off, while horsepower continues to climb. At cruising speed, torque has fallen off, but horsepower keeps the load rolling. Those characteristics suggest a gas engine for applications calling for sustained higher speeds, full loads at highway speeds, say more than 60% of the time. On the other hand, a mid-range diesel for mediums has a torque curve and a horsepower curve like these. When the truck starts moving with a low RPM, the engine's torque is already at or near peak. And remember, it's torque that's necessary to get the vehicle rolling. As the rig accelerates, torque stays very nearly constant as horsepower climbs. Even at moderate cruising speeds, a mid-range diesel's torque drops so little that the curve is virtually flat over the entire operating range. Because a mid-range diesel is a very high compression engine, not designed for constant full load, full throttle work, its most efficient operation comes with a combination of relatively high torque and lower horsepower at slower speeds. Or in other words, full loads at city speeds with a lot of stop-and-go driving. Now, consider the second factor, frontal area, the part of the truck that creates air resistance. Air resistance uses up horsepower. The greater the resistance, the more horsepower needed to overcome it. Regardless of the engine, if you drive a truck at 55 miles an hour and have a total frontal area of 72 square feet, essentially body width multiplied by overall vehicle height, you need 57 horsepower just to overcome air drag. If the frontal area is 92 square feet, you need 73 horsepower. The greater the frontal area at the same speed, the greater the horsepower required. And the greater the speed, the more the demand on the engine. Take this a step further and apply it to an engine rated at 205 gross horsepower. Then subtract the need to overcome air resistance, 73 horsepower. This leaves 132 horsepower to allow for grades, rolling resistance, power losses in the driveline and optional equipment, and the necessary reserve power for passing. Gross weight, or the vehicle and payload weight combined, is the third factor, because weight also uses an engine's horsepower. As a truck begins to roll, its weight tends to hold it back, just like air resistance. Basically, a truck's rolling resistance increases with an increase in road speed and/or weight. And the greater the speed or weight, the more horsepower the engine has to deliver to overcome that resistance. At 55 miles an hour, for example, a gross vehicle weight of 20,000 pounds needs 32 horsepower to overcome rolling resistance and keep the truck moving. A rig with a 35,000-pound gross weight at the same speed requires 56 horsepower. The fourth factor to consider in selecting an engine for a medium duty is operating cost. And medium duty truck operation is a dollars and cents business. Without any question, a diesel's most appealing feature is fuel economy. Depending on the operation, it can deliver substantially better economy than a comparable gas engine doing the same job. Detroit Diesel Allison's fuel pincher, for example, generally may be expected to offer a 50 to 90% improvement over the fuel mileage obtained by a gasoline engine performing the same job. One reason is that a diesel idles at a much lower RPM. It's understandable, then, that the lure of diesel economy is very strong, but it's also true that the premium for a mid-range diesel is in the area of $4,500 or more. The trick is to figure the payback over the life of the truck to see whether or not it's economically sound to justify this kind of initial expense. The critical number in any payback calculation, of course, is the one for mileage. The higher the mileage, the faster the payback, and vice versa. Look at fuel costs first. For the sake of comparison, figure a diesel at 9 miles per gallon, a gas engine truck at 5 miles per gallon, and figure that both trucks run 20,000 miles a year. That's 2,222 gallons for the diesel, 4,000 for gas. Now assume $1.50 a gallon for fuel. That adds up to $3,333 for diesel, $6,000 for gas. So over the course of the 20,000 miles in this example, the fuel savings is $2,667 in favor of the diesel in the first year. If fuel costs remain the same, the savings for 5 years could look like this. A total advantage for the diesel of $13,335. If fuel prices increase, the diesel advantage becomes even greater. On the basis of fuel savings alone, the diesel in this example should pay for itself in less than 2 years, based on an approximate $4,500 premium. Besides fuel costs, there are other considerations that should also be included in the payback formula. Depreciation, higher write-offs for a diesel because the engine's more expensive. Maintenance costs, lower for a diesel. Resale value, traditionally higher for diesels. Investment tax credits, and so on. Now, what are the best applications for mid-range diesels? Operation generally with full or varying loads at city speeds with high mileage. A lot of stop-and-go driving for full use of a diesel's high torque, low RPM characteristics. Mid-range diesels available from Chevrolet start with Detroit Diesel Allison's 8.2-liter V8 that fits neatly under the hood of Chevy's standard 97.5-inch conventional cab. It's called the fuel pincher, and it comes in 2 versions. A naturally aspirated model available in single-axle 60 and 70 series. A good choice for moderate loads in stop-and-go city service. And a turbocharged fuel pincher with power to handle GVWRs up to 50,000 pounds to meet the heavier demands of pickup and delivery and tank or dump truck operation. Caterpillar's 3208 has the diesel performance that used to be available only in heavier trucks. There's an economy 3208 designed for single-axle Kodiak cab models for in-city service, and 2 premium versions, available for single or tandem rear-axle Kodiaks, and designed for city delivery kinds of applications that require some driving at highway speeds. Both are for heavy-duty work, GVWs to 50,000 pounds. Cummins VT225 is a turbocharged V8 available in single and tandem axle Kodiak models, and it features removable cylinder liners which facilitate in-frame overhauls as a way to reduce vehicle downtime. Power and torque are ample to suit heavy in-city requirements and for pulling heavy GVWs over the road at legal speeds. In all, there are 6 mid-range diesel versions available from Chevrolet, to help give the operator the kind of performance his application demands. Beverage delivery, heating or fuel oil delivery, dump trucks, garbage and trash collection, package pickup and delivery, agricultural work, construction, school buses, and local moving with tractor trailers. One of the attractions of gas engines when compared with diesels is their low initial cost. Gas power is most attractive when the application calls for low annual mileage, 20,000 miles or less a year, or less than 50 miles a day, because gas engines are not as fuel efficient as comparable diesels. And when it comes to choosing gasoline power with its low initial price, Chevrolet offers a full choice of tough, dependable gasoline engines. The 4.8-liter 6 is available for 50 and 60 series trucks and can be used in light hauling applications. The 5.7-liter V8 is standard for 50 and 60 series trucks. It's capable of handling up to 24,000 pounds of gross vehicle weight and is well suited to low-mileage city delivery work. Chevy's 6-liter V8 is standard for 70 series mediums. It's capable of GVWs to 33,000 pounds and is a good power plant for moderate loads in hilly areas or for moving full gross loads out of steep loading ramps. A 7-liter V8 is available for 70 series trucks. At 210 horsepower, it's designed for loads of 33,000 to 50,000 pounds, and it works well in tractor-trailer applications and others that require over-the-road hauling. In determining the most efficient power for a medium-duty truck, careful consideration of 4 main factors will help point the way. The horsepower and torque available from the engine, the truck's frontal area and air resistance, the vehicle's gross weight, and the operating cost. And specific help is in the data book. But whether the optimum choice is a gasoline engine for low mileage hauling at relatively high speeds, or a diesel for varying loads and high mileage at lower speeds, Chevrolet offers a wide choice of power for medium-duty truck applications. Chevy trucks.
It's no wonder that over the past 10 years, Chevrolet's LUV truck has really caught on with value seekers having a wide variety of transportation needs. It's a lot of truck in an efficient-sized package. This light utility vehicle has the built-in toughness to handle the big payloads of some full-size half-tonners. And now, following in the LUV tradition, a new way to efficiently haul people and cargo in the 80s. The all-new Series 11 LUV. Redesigned inside and out for 1981 to meet the needs of today's value-seeking buyers. From the front end to the cab, all the way to the pickup box tailgate, it's an all-new look. The styling is crisper, cleaner, styling that goes beyond contemporary beauty. Aerodynamically designed to help this new LUV slip through the wind better than ever. The striking new grille design is set off by rectangular headlamps and a new wraparound front bumper with integral parking and side marker lamps. The new look at the rear features a functional wraparound combination lamp treatment, newly designed optional rear step bumper, and a new tailgate with handy center pull release. Also new chrome-plated hubcaps standard. To really make this handsome half-tonner stand out, add the available Sport package with 2-color horizontal striping and Sport decals. LUV comes in a short wheelbase with 6-foot cargo box in a choice of either the 2-wheel drive model or the sporty 4x4 shown here. The long wheelbase 2-wheel drive version comes with a 7.5-foot box, the longest of any small-size pickup. The 4x4 model handles up to 1,155 pounds of maximum gross payload, including cargo, passengers, and equipment. The short wheelbase, two-wheel drive model carries gross payloads up to 1,175 pounds. And the long wheelbase handles a mountain of gross payload, up to 1,680 pounds, or over 3/4 of a ton. With its all-new look and a broad choice of hard-working models offering impressive fuel efficiency, Series 11 LUV makes even more sense to today's economy-minded pickup buyer. In an energy-conscious world that demands vehicles that are easy on gas without sacrificing the performance needed to get the job done, it may be surprising to discover that LUV's answer to impressive operating efficiency is rather simple. Take a time-tested, road-proven 4-cylinder 1.8-liter power plant with 80 net horsepower, refine it, fine-tune it, match it up with drivetrain components geared for the right combination of performance and economy, put it all together in a weight-efficient vehicle, and the result? Last year, for example, LUV's two-wheel drive model had an EPA estimated MPG of 25 in the city and an estimated highway rating of 35 miles per gallon. The Series 11 LUV will continue to provide impressive economy and performance in 1981. For example, the standard 4-speed manual transmission has new first and second speed gear ratios. These provide responsive acceleration when combined with the new standard 3.42-to-1 rear axle ratio that's geared to provide impressive fuel economy on two-wheel drive models. A 3-speed automatic transmission is available on two-wheel drive models for operating convenience while still maintaining good mileage. And one improvement that'll help provide a lot of miles between fill-ups is the new 18.5-gallon fuel tank, now standard on the long wheelbase LUV. It has the largest capacity in its class. 1981 EPA estimates were not available at the time of filming. Be sure to ask your Chevrolet sales representative for the 1981 EPA estimated miles per gallon for all the LUV models. Pull LUV's security-conscious inside hood release and raise the new front opening hood, and you'll discover other features that contribute to LUV's overall enviable operating efficiency, especially for those interested in do-it-yourself maintenance. LUV's compact engine size leaves plenty of room to perform routine maintenance. Wiring and plumbing are neatly routed and out of the way. New for 1981 is a fully transistorized ignition system that eliminates points and condenser and reduces the chances of spark plug fouling. And all LUVs have long recommended service intervals under normal driving conditions. 7,500 miles for oil changes, 15,000 miles for oil filter and valve adjustment, 30,000 miles for spark plugs, ignition timing, and fuel filter. Impressive fuel economy, a time-tested fine-tuned power plant, long recommended maintenance intervals, and a large dealer network across the nation give Series 11 LUV the economy-minded value needed for today's kind of driving. Series 11 LUV is one tough, hard-working little truck. And to demonstrate its mighty muscle and power, we've equipped this 4x4 with special towing equipment and hooked it up to this gravel train trailer, loaded with crushed stone. Total weight of trailer and cargo, more than 64,000 pounds. Now that's a hard-working pickup. There are a lot of built-in reasons why LUV trucks can handle rugged assignments day in and day out. Both the 6-foot and 7.5-foot all-steel cargo boxes feature reinforced side panels, and their flat floor is embossed with ribs that add rigidity, while also acting as skid strips, so heavy cargo can slide in and out easily. The new tailgate is double-wall steel, and it shuts tightly for a grain-tight seal. LUV's suspension system has all the strength to handle payloads rivaling full-size half-ton pickups, but it's also designed for a stable, balanced ride. The independent front suspension utilizes upper and lower steel control arms, torsion bar springs, and ball-type suspension joints to help each tire and wheel soak up bumps and ruts independently. And the standard front stabilizer bar helps keep the LUV on an even keel, especially in tight cornering. LUV's Soft Ride multi-leaf rear suspension, standard on both short and long wheelbase models, is designed to compensate for different cargo weights. And new for Series 11 LUV are counter-angled rear shock absorbers, which help control wheel hop. Continuous research and testing has contributed to the anti-corrosion treatments that help LUV trucks keep their good looks and workability. Specially treated metals, galvanized steel, and wax spray preservatives are used in areas especially vulnerable to corrosion. The entire cab and cargo box is dipped in a vat of electrostatically charged primer that magnetically bonds the paint and seals the metal from being exposed to corrosion-starting elements. And this year, even the wheels of the Series 11 LUV are dipped in this Elpo corrosion-fighting primer. Chevrolet backs up LUV's extensive anti-corrosion treatments with a perforation from corrosion limited warranty that's good for a full 36 months, no matter how many miles are driven. Series 11 LUV, the mighty light utility vehicle with built-in value, proven value, that's tested day in and day out at General Motors' demanding proving ground. Series 11 LUV's restyling inside and out includes a host of new comfort and convenience features. Door openings are wider in 1981, making it easier to get in or out. And the front bench seat folds forward to provide a convenient hidden storage space. The all-new interior has increased shoulder room and boasts over 2 more inches of legroom than last year for added riding comfort. A new standard glove box keeps valuables safely locked away and out of sight. Dual sun visors are also standard. And the new heating and ventilation system incorporates new side window defoggers, standard on all LUVs. They help reduce window fogging to keep the side glass area free and clear. New vinyl seat trims feature new door trim panel treatment and matching headliner, color coordinated with the standard easy-to-care-for all-vinyl bench seat. Or choose the available Mikado trim package with either luxurious cloth bench seat or high-back full-foam bucket seats. Also included, cut pile carpeting, special door and seat trim, topped off with a deluxe steering wheel. LUV's new slam-type door locks make it convenient to lock the doors without the need for a key or holding the door handle. Out back, a newly designed tailgate with one-hand operation and center pull release. And 8 handy tie-down hooks are repositioned inside the box to maintain a smooth exterior appearance. LUV's redesigned instrument panel features new easy-to-read gauges with international symbols, as well as easy-to-reach ventilation controls. And a new smart switch provides fingertip access to turn signals, headlamp dimmer, and windshield wiper and washer controls. Even LUV's long wheelbase model features a tight turning circle for great maneuverability, especially for getting in and out of tight places. LUV provides an impressively smooth ride because of torsion bar independent front suspension and 2-stage multi-leaf rear springs, combined with 6 rubber body mounts and foam cushioned seats, all working together to smooth out road jolts and add to overall riding comfort. Series 11 LUV, tough to beat when it comes to providing a high level of comfort and convenience in a small-sized pickup. Chevy LUV 4x4 style, a fuel-efficient way to get 4-wheel drive traction in a hard-working pickup. Whether trucking across forbidding terrain, determined to get that critical part delivered, or making your way to a favorite weekend retreat on a seldom-used path, LUV 4x4 delivers the ground-grabbing value you can count on. A trim width and tight turning circle help this nimble 4-wheeler get through tight squeezes that full-size pickups might have trouble with. And here's a real value plus for smoothing out the ride on or off the road. Torsion bar independent front suspension. It allows each front wheel and tire to step through bumps independently to help soak up road jolts before they reach the driver. For added protection in rugged terrain, Heavy-gauge stone shield plates for the radiator, transfer case, and fuel tank are standard. Another standard value, all-terrain white-lettered tires mounted on sporty white-spoked wheels. And there's an available 4x4 decal package to add distinctive good looks. LUV's 2-speed part-time transfer case with manual locking hubs is the efficient way to combine 4-wheel drive performance when it's needed and 2-wheel drive type economy the rest of the time. With the front hubs locked and the transfer case shifted into 4 high, there's the right amount of traction for most conditions calling for 4-wheel drive. Shifting into 4 low provides the extra torque needed to overtake steep grades, mud, and deep snow. Unlock the hubs and shift into 2 high, and LUV operates in the economical 2-wheel drive to help save wear and tear on the drivetrain. LUV 4x4 from Chevrolet, the versatile pickup that hauls up to 1,155 pounds of gross payload with traction-grabbing efficiency.